Alright, welcome to a special episode of Tech Savvy. This week, I saw everyone online talking about their first E3s, so I thought, why not? Let's talk about my first E3. Way back in 2013. If you're wondering why Pokemon music is playing, Pokemon X and Y was one of the main games shown off during that time. Here is my media badge. Sorry if there is a glare. From my first E3. Complete with Wii U. Yes, Wii U strap. And then I actually have some E3. I have all 3 days of the E3 show daily in a box. I always love to collect the E3 show dailies. But that is not why we're here. E3. Wow. I can't believe this is going to be my 6th year going this year. But my first, you never forget your first time. My first time was really fun because it was Nintendo was having a Wii U special event during the show that I was able to go to and cover for Gamer Hub. Excuse me. That was really fun. Let's see. What did they? I think they. Let's see. What did they show off? I think they were showing off the Wind Waker for the Wii U and Super Mario 3D World. I think 3D World. Oh wow. 3D World might have been the year after, but I definitely believe they were showing off the Wind Waker. I think. But now we're getting on to the Pokemon music. There was a Q&A with, one sec, I want to get this right. It was a Q&A with Junichi Masuda, director of Game Freak, and Mr. Ishihara, president and chief executive officer at the Pokemon Company. That was really cool. And that was one of the first things I was really able to sit in on. And that was really fun. You had to get invited to go by Nintendo. And it was really fun. And I remember they, during the presentation, we got to see never before seen events during the game. They released Clauncher and Skrelp, 2 water-type Pokemon, which, for a long time, we were the only people that knew, before we wrote stuff, we were the only ones that knew they existed. And then Clauncher and Clawitzer, they're really cool Pokemon. And then one of my favorite moments was when I wrote the review for Pokemon X and Y. I tweeted it to Mr. Masuda, and I believe he liked it or retweeted it, and that was really cool that he actually saw it. That was one of my favorite moments. And then I've made some great friendships. I met at my first E3. I met the guys from No, an Australian company. I met them at my first E3. And I did an interview with them. They were one of my first interviews. That was really fun. And they've always wanted to do an online Pokemon game, kind of like Pokemon Go. So they were ahead of their time. But that was really fun. I got to meet those guys. I still keep in touch with them. I've made friends with Bandai Namco. What were they showing off? Let me see. One sec. Oh, Disney Infinity was one of the hot games at the time, too. One sec. Okay, yeah, Disney Infinity was one of the hot games from Disney before Disney decided not to come back, and before Disney Infinity decided to fold. And that was really cool. I have still some of the figures from Disney, as well as the T-shirt that they gave out at the time. You had to get some figures from that. I believe it's Jack Skellington on a hoverboard. And then Namco, it was before they went back to Bandai Namco. What were they showing off? Did they say what they were showing off? Oh yes, Project Cross Zone, as well as Pac-Man. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. They were showing off. Let's see, did they have anything else? That was That was when I got to meet my friend Hero for the first time. Let's see, and then I saw Young Justice before. That was right after the show got canceled, which was awkward, but still pretty cool. And they were pretty open about talking about the game, as well as how it felt that the show based on the game. The game based on the show had just recently been canceled at Cartoon Network. Let me see. Okay. And then one of my favorite ones, because your first media event at E3, there were two things that I really remember a lot. I believe this was sparked my love for the Super Soul Brothers, a band that, wow, my face is really red. A band that plays video game music and a cool jazz vibe, soul vibe. They're really good. I love these guys. You gotta check them out. If I remember, I'll put their link to their YouTube channel in the description below, or across or aside, whatever. And then I got to meet the curators of the Video Game History Museum. Actually, I don't think the Super Soul Brothers were at this one. Now that I'm thinking about it, because the Video Game History Museum might have been where they were performing. But never mind. Let me see. I lost my train of thought here. What was I trying to say here? Shit. I did find out that the Video Game History Museum was run out of Clifton at the time. Clifton, New Jersey. It's basically my backyard. And I never knew that. Out of a comic book shop that I used to go to a lot when I was a kid. Which is really cool. And I did an interview I interviewed them as well. So that was fun. But, let's see, did I hit everything? Looking back on my first E3, and then going into your second one, you're like, how did I work that? Like, it's so busy. Because the second E3 was I believe, the one that the site got in on its own, that we didn't need really our other site, one of the sister sites, to get us in. And you work your ass off when you get media clearance, because you never know. You don't really say no to anybody, because you never know who you say no to, will you ever get another opportunity. But I'm grateful to everybody. And it's one of my favorite experiences, because my first E3 was the first time I've ever flown. And it was the first time I ever had been to the West Coast. First time I've been to California. First time I've really done anything this crazy. If you had told me a few years before I did it that I'd be going to California for video games, I tell you you're crazy. I'd love the idea, but I tell you you're crazy. But Nintendo, that's my first E3 in a nutshell, basically. And that's the way it should be. Because I grew up on Nintendo, Pokemon, Mario. That's the way it should be. And I wouldn't want it any other way. I know people complain about going to E3 and having to do work in the media industry, but you won't hear it from me. Because I love going. And it's coming up again in about a month. And I'll be working my hands to the bone. Because we're going to be busy. Trying to get all kinds of appointments. Hands-on time. So, make sure you check it out. And who knows? May have some giveaways and stuff. I'm not making any promises or guarantees. But this is number 6 for me. The plastic anniversary. No, I don't know what the anniversary is, but well, we'll see. Let's see, predictions for E3 real quick. I want Pokemon news. I want Metroid news. I'd love to hear Cuphead coming to Switch because I want to play it so bad and I don't want to buy an Xbox. I'm sure it's not going to happen, but Animal Crossing, maybe. I want... well, we got the online information already. But I want Pokemon really bad for Switch. Because that would give me something else to stream. Because I'm up and coming, so. But... and then I wouldn't mind another Mortal Kombat game. I'm not expecting it for PS4 or PS5 if they bring out the PS5. And maybe another Mario 3D World, 3D Land game. Mobile Mario games are cool, but I know some people are calling for Sunshine. I'm not seeing it yet. We just got Odyssey recently, so I'm not expecting another Mario game yet. But if we get a if some people want Star Fox, if we get Star Fox, better not suck. Because the last few have sucked. No gyro controls, no nothing. I want a bare bones control game that plays like the 64 version. And I think that's going to do it. I'm debating over. I'm gonna design a logo soon for the channel, and eventually I'm gonna try and have merchandise. Eventually, hat and shirt will eventually come out. Don't hold me to any of this, please. I'm gonna see how it looks when I eventually come up with the logo. And that's going to be on a hat and shirt. And if we get first off, something more reasonable, we're close to 100 subs on the channel. And we're going to do like the hip young things do these days. We're going to do a Q&A video. Yeah, because you people want to know all kinds of stuff about me. So... if we get to 100 subs, if and when, I set the goal for June, but when it happens, I will be doing a Q&A video. So, yeah. First question cannot be, why is my face so red? Because it's hot as balls in my room. Boom, there you go, there's one. That's a freebie. That's gonna do it for this E3 recap, memories video. I don't remember if the Super Soul Brothers are at my first E3. It might have been my second. The Video Game History Museum was at my first E3. Not at my second. I think that was the order. It might have been flipped around. Yeah. E3's in a month. Get to those appointments, because media friends, show floor's longer this year. Already got some appointments and some potties. And if I'm going to some parties, you know they're a big deal. This has been Steve, signing off.